Hi. So our Pecha Kucha slideshow is going to be about our Teaser Us company who are looking forward into going internationally. So not just, based in our Melbourne office, we want to actually expand globally. And basically the company Teaser Us, it's a fashion brand for young consumers made by young entrepreneurs of Melbourne. Now, we are fashion graduates at La Trobe University, and we really want to make our company expand internationally so we can, build up on our team. Our mission is to responsibly produce and create affordable, trendy, and fashionable clothing for young audiences throughout the world. Now, basically, we want to, still maintain our carbon neutral standard and operate locally in Melbourne, but would like to go internationally. And we are looking at these countries, and you're going to ask us why and why that market. But basically, we want someone who's got a similar culture. They produce the high carbon emissions just like we want, and a high rate of young population, preferably between 11 to 25 years old. Now, we found that in those countries because we want someone that's got similar factors to Australia. We also want someone who is geographically close to us. And also, the most important thing is someone who we can communicate with easily, who speaks the same language, and there's not going to be that much of a difference, in barriers of language. But also, we want our large young population to be in that country. And why? It's because they're our target audience, and United States of America and China both have high rates of 11 to 25-year-olds, and that's basically who we are after for our company. And now the high carbon emission countries, it's not only the fact that both countries have relatively large young consumer bases, but also the amount of carbon emissions they produce. According to the marketing chart, 66% of consumers are willing to produce products made with regard to social responsibility, and also our entry strategy. So as these famous franchises shown, franchising is easier. There's a less risk method of market entry. Franchising is a contract whereby the franchisee is permitted to distribute the goods, and the trading techniques of the franchisor in return for the payments. As you can see, some of these ones. Why and where? To succeed in franchising as a new business to internationalization, it is good to begin with the countries of similarity, such as New Zealand. These countries should include countries of mutual, strong, and reliable interests. Now, we're going to talk about, the pros and the cons, so disadvantages, advantages of this, and it doesn't expose the company too much risk as long as we can find the reliable franchisee. This is because we aren't directly involved in operations, and it is managed by a person of the country who is knowledgeable in the culture and society of the country. So then again, we have someone taking care of everything over there. Now, the organizational structure our company has assumed that would work well is the international division structure. Basically, it meets our needs because it ensures that all international operations receive our attention as well as the Australians from the home office. Now, everyone is allocated in their own place, and so the Australian headquarters will maintain the operations through Australia and overlook the franchisee operations, but the other countries will lead by the general manager and interdivided functional structures similar to Australian base, so that we, as the Australians, our operations do not constantly account for the franchised country's operations. Now, there are going to be issues when you outsource your production to Bangladesh, and basically, with many different cultures in the world, no one is the same. When entering a new market or beginning a new relationship, we must understand and adapt to their culture. Why? Because we are their guests in their country. Now, the 4 issues that we're going to be speaking about, the first one is the power distance. Due to a high power distance of 80, the power status is very important in Bangladesh society. Managers of the manufacturers are likely to only want to communicate with the most powerful members of the business, which could make communication difficult, although we can try to work around it. Now, the second problem that we're going to be looking at is maintaining the quality levels. Now, maintaining due to hierarchical society workers, it would be used finishing jobs as instructed by management, historically focusing on the heavily on-time quantity basis. This leaves questions on maintaining a consistent quality level in the t-shirts. So we don't want to be going up and down on our, quality levels. And our third problem is the maintaining of the carbon neutrality. This problem will require newer technology in Bangladesh to maintain carbon neutrality in production. This challenge is important because we need to maintain it because that's keeping the brand's responsible image. And now this challenge can be resolved in a few different ways. Unfortunately, they all involve some investment. Now, problem number 4 is the agreement to transparency. Problem solving, negotiation, all those kind of things. Because Bangladesh is a high context society, which means they speak implicitly normal during using their body to convey parts of their message. And that's also an issue for us. But really, while operating in Bangladesh, our corporate social responsibilities, such as working conditions, practices, wages, they all need to show consideration to all employees' well-beings and be conscious of our environmental impact. We are not going to tolerate any child labour practices in the workplace. After several factory buildings collapsed in Bangladesh, it has urged the world that organisations and the government that we need to create safer working environments. Increase the minimum wage standards to raise workers' standard of living, and then children can go to school instead of work. They can build that kind of education instead of going straight to child labour, which we're trying to avoid. Now, ensuring a long-term relationship does not only mean keeping the employees safe and healthy, but it's also the surrounding community of the production as well. How would we operate without the land? Bangladesh's lands have been affected by the rising sea levels, and we need to be seen as socially responsible by the Bangladesh because we are their guests. Now, here are our references. If anything excited you guys or something that you really want to study into as soon as you get home or back to the library, here they are. We hope you enjoyed our Pecha Kucha. I know we had a lot of fun recording this and putting it all together. So have a good day. Thank you.